Angie has receipts, Meredith gives Ambien attorney energy, and Brittany brings a rumor in a trench coat. It's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let's get into it. We start where we left off. Angie unfurls the Samaritan scroll like she's Moses with a Kinko's account. Her 2-year burner account investigation reads like a Reddit deep dive. This mystery stan account rode for Lisa, torched everyone else, then magically turned on Angie when their friendship died. The choir of women break into 3-part liar harmony while Andy spiritually clocks out. They panic like the kids that just broke a lamp.
We're sorry.
Sorry, Daddy Andy.
Andy shuffles back in. He swerves straight into Heather's Watch What Happens Live receipts. Suddenly, we're hearing about a photo of Meredith with a guy she dated during the Seth separation, passed around the group like contraband. Meredith shrugs. She and Seth were both dating, so the real crime is these women hoarding old thirst traps for sport. Cut to break, and they pretend to eat while workshopping storylines. By the time we land on Lisa and Meredith, they're perched in a war room sidebar. They're discussing how Lisa's "I'm calm today" experiment is going, a beta test for a personality she doesn't have.
I think you're doing great. I think you're holding your own.
Like which part?
No, I don't know. Nothing specific.
Bottom line, Lisa hasn't done anything worth remembering, and Meredith is so sedated she can't recall much of anything. They agree to back each other, 2 unreliable narrators deciding to share the same script. Andy hits play on the Faith Temple package. At Faith Temple, Mary saves souls, and on the show, she saves scenes. Then the organ music stops and the vibe shifts from praise break to court date. Mary talks about Robert Jr. She frames his incarceration as a brutal detour with divine purpose. She refuses to see him behind glass, but he calls every day. She's running a one-woman scared straight ministry over the phone. Andy brings up the TLC documentary, pointing at her church. Money, power, and people allegedly treating Mary like more than just a pastor. Mary says it hurts, but it's nothing new. They said the same things about her grandmother. At this point, the cult rumors feel less like a scandal and more like a family heirloom grandfathered into the franchise. Andy reads a fan question about Meredith not defending Lisa. Meredith proudly says she never read the lawsuit. In her world, loyalty means staying illiterate. Lisa tries to shrink their feud into a cute "we fell out for a minute." Andy is impressed, but also irritated. This man personally profits off of long-term hatred. Meredith pounces on the irony that for years she's been labeled as the franchise's Ice Queen grudge holder, but the second she forgives Lisa, that becomes the red flag. Andy asks Lisa if she was surprised Mary took her side, and Lisa glitches.
She don't even know, probably doesn't even know what you're talking about.
She doesn't look like she does.
You probably have to help her.
Lisa tries to stay in calm mode, but her face is screaming, "I did not install this patch." Andy sneaks in another Watch What Happens Live promo disguised as a question and drags Brittany back to her appearance a few weeks ago. She promised proof that Seth cheated. Under cross-examination, that proof downgrades from evidence to hearsay to someone told Jared that Seth said. We revisit Brittany's seizure comment, which belongs in a museum of things you should never say on camera. She somehow makes it worse, explaining her daughter had seizures as a kid, so Meredith's rage spasms trigger her, and that's why she thought mimicking them was a joke. Meredith is triggered, we're horrified, and Andy's trying to keep liability lawyers at bay. Then comes the question of the season. Why did no one record the plane? Brittany cites the last time someone filmed Meredith as a cautionary tale. Heather swears they were on Meredith's side, so it never occurred to them that this would turn into something. A fascinating stance for a woman whose job is literally to turn nothing into something. That slingshots us into Heather versus Meredith.
Buckle up, Meredith. It's not going to be a fun ride.
That sounds like a threat.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Heather tries to give Mormon mob wife, but she's giving menace with a minivan. Meredith gives her closing argument. She never denied something happened on the plane, just not the Lifetime original movie Brittany's selling. If Brittany was so victimized, why didn't any of her friends get up to help her? Angie jumps in and says that actually she did, and Heather says she texted. The truth lies somewhere between the seatbelt sign and a spilled glass of Delta Chardonnay. Andy circles back to the physical stuff. Did Meredith shake the seat, pull hair, dump wine? Meredith insists the only contact she had was climbing over a sleeping Lisa with a sprained toe, so Andy changes tactics.
Did you have a drink before you got on the plane?
Okay, let's
Yes.
backtrack for one moment before we delve any further, and I will revisit this with you in just a moment.
Okay.
I think what's really important here that's going by the wayside is discussing why I have such a fractured relationship with Brittany.
Meredith takes us through an off-screen nail tech saga. A guy who did both her and Brittany's nails posted something deeply hateful about her community, got blasted online, then slid into Brittany and Jared's DMs asking for a glowing review to rehab his image. They leave a nice review and get called out in the comments. In Brittany's version, he did her nails for free, she left the review, then someone pointed out what was going on, and she cut ties and pulled the post. Once she understood how much it hit Meredith personally, she says she apologized and tried to comfort her. Brittany reenacts their reconciliation with full Broadway snuggle blocking.
Your hair.
Oh,
I went like this.
Oh, God.
This sounds like a
Literally,
theater
it
voice to
asked-
me.
Meredith tiptoes into loaded territory, suggesting Brittany's had it out from her from day one because of her background. Brittany hits her breaking point. She stands up and storms off. The episode doesn't end with a neat bow. It ends with everyone dug into their chosen reality. Meredith's clinging to a moral injury, Brittany's cranking up the tears, Heather's cashing in friendship history, Lisa's clinging to burner accounts, and Andy's cashing checks every commercial break.